Hello, it's Andy Carvill here from Keyboard Academy, and we're now moving on to our Originals Book 2. This is a quick guided tour of what our performance books are actually all about. Book 2 is another 8 songs composed by me. Never ending, is it? Composed by me, and we have some very useful educational tips and things that will help you actually contained within the book. You can see the book actually here. Yes, it's there. Good. And some of the useful information inside is the registration guides. Registrations, which sounds you should use for each piece of music. They are guides. They are suggestions. You don't have to follow them, but you do have a list of the registrations that you should use. Plus, you also have information in the notation where you should actually change the registrations. They've been very carefully placed, so there may be a little rest in the right hand where you can use your right hand to change the registration if that's what you want to do. You can always use your left hand because you've got a memory feature, so your left hand chords will keep playing. So you can use either hand to change the sound if that's what you want to do. Something to make you aware of, and I know we keep talking about this, but they are unique, is the MP3 file that you can actually get. So it's important to bear in mind, if your keyboard can play MP3 files, these are very useful. There are 2 variations. Variation 1 is simply a performance. It is a complete performance of the piece of music as written in the book using the suggested registrations. Now, you probably haven't heard these pieces of music. It's highly unlikely you will have heard these pieces of music before. So this will give you a guide on what you're trying to achieve, which is very useful. There'll be lots of timing tips. You can hear how phrases go, etc. The other one, which is probably even more unique, is the -1 option. This is simply a full performance with lots of added extras, multi-tracks, this, that, the other bits added in. But it means you can actually only play with your right hand if you want to. And again, that's a great way of learning the timing and the feel of the piece as you're getting into it. Practice makes perfect, and the M1 file, the -1 file, really helps your practice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a quick look at the first 2 pieces in the book. The first one is called Manhattan Swing. I actually spent a little time living in America a few years back. Me and my wife spent nearly 4 years over there, and she's still jetting backwards and forwards now, doing all sorts of different things. Marvellous. And this song I actually wrote while we were over in America at that particular time. It's called Manhattan Swing, as I mentioned. You'll hear it's got quite a long introduction, and this is all pointed out as well in the book. It tells you how long the introduction is when you're playing your -1 variation. This has got I think an 8-bar introduction. I think it is. It will tell you in the book. And I can start playing in just a moment. Here we go. One of the unique features of this particular piece, and I was just about to go into it there is a little improvise section. Improvisation. That's like jazzy stuff. It's like when you make up your own music based on the chords and the different things that are going on in the song. Now, lots of people, frankly, are a bit frightened of that and don't know how to do it. Well, it's all written out for you in the book. You can see how the improvisation goes, and perhaps you can get some ideas of creating your own improvisation by looking at that particular section. So that's our first piece in the book, Manhattan Swing. Hang around and we'll show you the second piece in just a moment. So the second piece in our book 2 of our performance section is called Over Easy, and it's sort of a gently swinging along big band piece of music. Like our first piece, Manhattan Swing, this also has a brief improvisation section. And again, this will give you some ideas of what you can play, how you can play along with certain chords in the left hand. And we're going to do a series about improvisation later on through Keyboard Academy. But this just gives you a little taste, just for a few bars. I think the improvisation section is about 8 bars long. So it will just give you a little flavour of what we're up to. So here we go with Over Easy. And there's a little 4-bar introduction here, counting. And here we go. So there's just a little flavour of Over Easy, a gently swinging along big band number. So, hope you enjoyed our little taste of the first 2 songs in Book 2, and we'll be back very soon with the other pieces.